All right, today we're going to be looking at a game between two chess legends, Kamsky and Shanklin. Kamsky is of the older generation, Shanklin of the newer generation. This game is going to show you to respect your elders, at least some of them, the ones that make sense. But Kamsky, he was a legend. When he was 16, he went from outside of the top 100 players on FIDE to top 8. He was the youngest person ever to enter the top 10 ranking list, and he also beat Mikhail Tal in New York that year. This is honestly a fascinating London game. It's definitely my favorite one that I've ever seen. Comment down below if you've seen more fascinating ones. It's going to be close, but he plays this game at like 98% accuracy. I'm not going to explain the moves because you could pre-move all of them in this opening. Do you take, help them develop, or do you slide back, hope that they take, and get an open H file? You do the latter. So we get bishop to G3. Black castles, bishop to d3, right? Both sides just developing harmlessly. I promise that will change soon. We get queen e7, knight e5 jumping into the center of the board. It's also interesting, if you go f4, it's actually like a stone wall, but your bishop's not stupid. It's like, because typically in the stone wall, you got to go boom, boom, boom. Here, you just got to go boom. So that's something to look at. We get knight to f to d7. Point of this move, pressure the knight here on e5. Also, maybe f6 to kick the knight out. So we're starting to clarify. We get a bunch of trades. And I don't know if this was theory at the time, if this was a novelty. Comment down below if you guys know this line, because I'm not a big London guy. But queen takes c5 is a blunder. And it's actually happened a few times in the database, in the tiny Lichess database that I saw. I don't know if this is a novelty, but it's a brilliancy. So find the idea, pause the video. What is it? Well, bishop takes h7. This move might come to mind. It is a brilliant move, but you got to find the follow-up, right? You can't just do this sacrifice in the French that happens all the time, and it happens over here. We get queen to h5, king goes back to g8, and what made queen take c5 a blunder? Well, you might notice that on the 5th rank, there are two queens. You might notice that the d-pawn is pinned. Now, you might be saying, hey, I want to go knight to f3 and checkmate them over here, but this is just not fast enough. They create an escape. They protect their king. Your knight can't jump in. So what is it? Well, same idea, but now with a tempo. And tempos are everything in chess, right? Especially in endgames, though this is still the opening. Maybe a middle game. All right, we get queen to c4. That stops white from castling. White has to save that knight. Queens and knights make the best checkmating patterns. That is a checkmate in one. Does Shanklin see it? He does. Rook to d8. Now, what do you do here? Well, you take the pawn on f7, right? Weaken black's position, and then do not go for a perpetual, though you could get one. You're just weakening his king, softening up his king. You got to add forces to the attack. That's why he goes rook to d1. In my mind, he is envisioning the board in two halves. So this king right now is on the king side, clearly. But there will be many checks in combination with this queen and knight. Sooner or later, it's going to need a run to the queen side, and then you might be able to play e4 and catch his king on d6, or open up the lane and forever trap his king over here on the king side. So that's in its immediate. Maybe if this knight moves, you could go boom, boom, or boom, boom. Possibilities are endless. He's getting a piece into the game. He can't get the king side rook into the game because he cannot castle. And here, I don't know why Shanklin played the move e5 for the life of me, but this is not a good move. I mean, they do say control the center, I suppose. He's following a chess principle, but principles are made to be broken. Queen to f7, check. This is a check, it gains a tempo, but what's the difference in the position? The difference is black's pawn is not on e6, and what does that mean? That means this d-pawn is now pinned to the queen. How do you exploit that and make the queen side rook better? You go pawn to e4. Right, they cannot take because you win a queen. They cannot take because you would also win a queen there. And you're threatening everything under the sun. And it's not so clear right now in all those checkmating patterns. The king gets screwed on the d file. We get knight to e7. Actually the best move, even though it drops a knight. Black's position was just paralyzed. And black threatens mate in one. Can you find the only winning move? Do not get mated in one. Go rook to d2. Shanklin takes the poison pawn, as we've discussed yesterday. Most of the time, those are poison pawns. Now, what do you do? Well, knight to f7 does look appealing. However, that would be a tragedy because not only is this knight way stronger than this rook, you would never want to trade that knight for the rook. You're going to have back rank problems at the end of it, and he's going to pick up a lot of material. But this knight, way better than that rook. So he puts the queen back here. Remember, this rook is ready on the d file. It's ready for its job to be done. So he brings the queen back, repinning the pawn, re-attacking the king, because now it is in a mating box. We get check, he blocks, takes, and it's funny because if you just like fall asleep at the wheel, you just get mated in one move. So it's never too late to lose a chess game. We all know that. So queen to h5 check, king goes to g8, and now the king goes on a run. A little morning sprint. Okay, so it's getting boxed out. King to e7, queen g7, king to d6, and we get rook takes d5. We get king to c6. He does a check, and Shanklin resigns here. He put himself out of his misery. Why did he resign? Well, king only has one move. Then the knight would come into e6. If the king goes to the 8th rank, that is a mate in one move. If the king does not go to the 8th rank, then you take a rook with check. And as you can see, this king is just getting bullied. It's no fun. King to a4. No mate, but I'm sure you could just go like, yeah, queen f3. And you're just going to trade off a queen for a queen, right? That's what a trade is. And then you have 3 passers, a rook, a hopeless position. So a pretty crazy game. Yeah, Kamsky's a legend. So short video today. Wanted to get one out. I'll do it before work nowadays. Then they could be longer and maybe even better. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.